What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, before I get into my topic, I gotta let y'all know that my radio show, K-Rino Radio, is back. We are back on the air um, every Monday night, starting tonight. Monday nights at midnight Central Time. Monday nights at midnight Central Time. K-Rino Radio back on the air. If you live in Houston, you can always check us out at 90.1 FM. Or if you're just anywhere around the world, it's kpft.org. kpft.org. Make sure y'all tune in tonight. Everybody who watches this video, tune in tonight because I'm back on their head. And they ain't never been scared. So check us out tonight and every Monday night at midnight. Let's get into the topic, man. I want to talk about how we make the mistake of not focusing in on the main thing that we good at. We don't focus in on the main thing that we're good at, and we mess up by trying to do multiple things at once when we haven't even established one thing. Now, it's a blessing to have one gift, and it's definitely a blessing to have more than one. And many of us are able to do more than one thing pretty good. But no matter how many things that you do well, there's always one that's going to stand out above the rest. And I'm of the opinion that you should always use that one thing and mash the gas on that one thing and get established in that one thing. Get your legs planted firmly up under you and let that be the springboard that opens the door later on for you to do all of the other things that you may have interest in as well. A lot of times we suffer from just being scatterbrained. We just scatterbrained. And I don't mean to say that in a negative way or a disrespectful, ugly way. I just mean that we have all of these thoughts in our head and all these ideas and plans in our head, and they just scattered all over the place, unorganized. And you say, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to open up this store, I want to start a clothing line, I want to do this, I want to rap, I want to sing, I want to play. Stop. Figure out one thing that you are best at and master that and get great at that. Let that sustain you and support you, and then later on it will support your other ideas. Instill this in your children as well, because sometimes we see different things that that our children are capable of doing, and sometimes when you're trying to be the good parent, you say, well, I put my son in this and that and that. Oh, my daughter, she does this. She's in music class. You got them all over the place, and that's fine. But we need to focus on that one thing that they're good at. I was watching the movie King Richard the other night. The movie about Richard Williams, who is Serena Williams and Venus Williams' father. And as I watched that movie, it just put me in the remembrance of so many other great black fathers that have either noticed the talent of their children and they pushed them and helped them hone and develop that talent and work them into greatness, or they just had an initial vision like, this is what I'm going to get my children to do, and I'm going to work them at it until they get great at it. And I watched how he pushed and pushed and pushed his daughters from an early age to master the sport of tennis. And not only did he push them in the physical form, he also, while pushing them in the physical form, he was instilling verbal confidence into them. He was instilling confidence into them verbally by always telling them that they were great and they were going to be the greatest. So when the work ethic, when all the hard work and the physical mastery meets the mental toughness and confidence, when those two combine together, it's over. It's a wrap. But that typically comes from the work, the sacrifice, the unwavering task of we got to get out here every day and make this thing happen. And that's what he did. That's what Joe Jackson did. That's what Tiger Woods' dad did. They had the vision. They instilled the vision in their children. And it's not to say that they didn't do other things, but the dominant thing was the thing that they were best at. And then later on, you see them after they, multimillionaires, and they've mastered the sport and won all these different titles and all that. Then they might say, "Yeah, I also want to try this and dabble in this. I always like to bake. I want to see if I can open up a bakery, or I want to try to get my law degree now." Different things now that they can do, and they can do them at their own pace because they're not under any type of pressure, particularly financial pressure, because they sacrifice early in order to make the moves they want to make later on. Some of us grown people are scatterbrained. You can kind of get away with it when you got a 12-year-old or when you're 12, 13 years old, but when you're 42 and you're still unorganized and still haven't figured it out and gotten it together, now time is of the essence. But you can still do it. I don't want to discourage you. You can still do it. You just got to double time, double up. The problem comes because now most of us, you got 9-to-5 jobs, you got to get up and go to work. So now there's something that's mandatory that's taking your time away from something we could have been doing a long time ago. You don't want to put your children in that cycle. So you focus on what you're good at and what you're best at, and let that open up the doors for everything else you want to do down the line. You see basketball players do it, singers. They start off in that field that they worked all their life for. Then they go into other things, even if it's just hobbies. Remember that. One thing, master that, max out on it, and then the world belongs to you after that. Once again, it's your big brother K-Rino. I'll say it in the end like I said it when I began. Tune in to K-Rino Radio. We are back, man. We are back. So tune in to K-Rino Radio starting tonight and then every Monday night at 12 midnight on kpft.org. Everybody around the world, man. We don't do nothing but drop game and tell truth to the best of our ability. And if something we find out that ain't the truth, we'll come back and correct ourselves and fix it. But we back on it like we want it, man. All right, I will catch y'all later. Hit you with a new one real soon. All right then. Peace.